So today we're going to use Zapier to automate some of your online workflows. Zapier is a great tool. We're going to start with Zapier.com. And as you can see in the description, it says you can use Zapier to connect your apps and automate workflows. Basically, what Zapier enables you to do is take two online tools that you use and connect some of the workflows you use to automate some of the processes between those applications. In this example, we're going to use Google Forms. You could use on your website to do some client intake, for example, and take the data from that Google form and push it to a Trello board. Trello is a tool you can use. Trello is an online tool you can use to manage some tasks. So switched over here to the Trello.com website. You can see that on Trello we can create different lists, and within each list, then we can create different tasks. I've already started off with a Zapier form demo board here, and here we've created example client, client ABC, and 3 tasks within client ABC, some due diligence and a contract we may need created. And for each one of these tasks, then I can move it over to the done list as I complete a task. Within a task, I can also include additional notes and attach files, and it's a great way to manage the tasks that you have for different clients. We're not really going to use client ABC. Instead, I've created 2 lists, one for the the intake forms we need to process, and then the completed intakes. So ideally, when the Google form is submitted on our website, a new client intake card will be created on the intake list, and we'll move that over to the completed intake once we've completed that client intake. I'm going to start by logging into my Zapier account, and we're going to then search for the 2 online tools we want to use within Zapier. And you can see a big list of all the tools we can use within Zapier. So I'm going to start by searching for Google, and you see that then I can find within there the Google Forms. And then I want to find the other online tool I want to use, which is Trello, and I can select Trello. And then right below that, it suggests one Zap, as they call it, I could use to automate tasks between Google Forms and Trello. And this will create an automatic Trello card when a Google form is completed. So I'm going to use this Zap. Okay, so it starts with giving a description of the task that we're going to create here. And it says that when someone fills out a Google form, it'll automatically create a new card in Trello to manage that task. The 2 things I'll need are Google Forms and Trello, and we've already seen that I've got that set up. So I'm going to go and create this Zap. And the first step then in the process is connect Zapier to the Google form I'm going to use for my intake. So first it suggests I connect to my Google spreadsheet. I'm going to continue. And then it tells me how to create a new Google form and the 4 steps that we'll need to create that Google form to use with Zapier. I'm going to go ahead and switch over to Google Forms then and begin to create my Google form. I'm at google.com/forms, and they've already got some templates I can use. Party invite or whatever. I'm going to use a basic contact form as a template to start with. And on this contact form then, I'm going to rename this. We'll call it my Zapier demo form. And we can see the basic information that it includes there. The name, email address, phone number, comments. I'm going to go ahead and preview this form and submit some initial information. So for name, let's fill in John Doe. Email address, read john.doe.com. Address, John lives at 1234 Main Street. And phone number, 123-456-7890. So you can pretend this is a Google form using on your website to do some client intake. Then I'm going to submit that information. Great. That opened a new tab for us automatically, so I can close this tab and go back to my form. And you can see that I got one response for my form already, which is a form for information from John Doe. One thing I'm going to do is make this so I'm not limited to just one entry per person for this form. And click over responses. I can see the response to the John Doe responses I have in there. I can also get this information pushed directly to a Google spreadsheet. So I'm going to go ahead and have it do that. And I'm going to name the Google spreadsheet I want to create. And this will be my Zapier form responses. And then Google will automatically open up that form, and I can see that within that form, I've already got my first response entered in there. And as new responses are entered onto my Google form, they'll be added to the spreadsheet automatically. The worksheet is called Form Responses Number 1, and that'll be good to remember for later. So we've already got the Google form set up, as Zapier told me to do, so I will switch over to Continue. And now I need to tell Zapier about my Google form. I've already connected my account, but if you hadn't done so, you can click the Connect to your account to do that. I can test that my connection's already ready. And now I need to tell it about the Google form that I've already created. So I'm going to select my Google form from the list, and it was here all the Google forms I have, so it's quite a long list. But I think ours is at the top. Yeah, Zapier Form Responses was the name of my Google form. And the worksheet was Form Responses 1. Notice how it's automatically pulling that information from Google Forms because I've already connected my account. Great. So now the next step in this process, I've already handled the input of information to Zapier. Now I need to tell it where I want to send this information to. It's showing me that I've already got I need to have some basic information in there, and I've done that. It's able to pull data from my Google form successfully. And now I need to tell it where to send this information. So I'm going to tell it to send it to create a new Trello card on a Trello board. So I'm going to have to tell it about the Trello board I want to create. I need to link my Trello account to Zapier. I've already done that, but if you hadn't done so, you could click here. I'm going to test to make sure that my connection is still valid. And now I need to tell it about the Trello board I wanted to send information to. My Trello board is called Zapier Forms Demo, and the list I want the information to the cards to appear in is my intake form. So here's my Trello board. And now here's a couple other pieces of information I can add to the settings for Zapier. I want the name of this new card to be the name that comes from that Google form. It's giving me John Doe's example, so I know that I'm pulling from the right field. A description I can add to that card. I'm going to say, let's say, I'll have a description say that this is the information that came automatically from the Google form. Other people could be using this Trello board directly instead of using from the Google form, so we'll add that note there. And the new cards, I want them to appear at the top or bottom of the list. I want the new cards to appear at the top of the list, and I want those cards to be assigned to me. There's other settings in here we can add too, but for now we'll just keep it simple with those settings. So now Zapier is going to send a test card to Trello using my settings just to make sure that everything's connected correctly. So go ahead and send the test card, and it should pull the John Doe information from the Google form, put it in the Trello card. It said it was successful. And I can go over to my board and see that, yep, the John Doe card did appear on my Trello board. And I could add additional information there, but I see my description is there as well. Okay, so that looks like it's functioning correctly. I can finish now. And now my Zap is turned on. And it's ready to automatically take information from my Google form to my Trello card. You can see I've already done this 3 times, so there's 3 Zap's already set up in there. So now if I go to the Google form, normally I'm going to share this Google form with other people by sending it to them. On send, I'll just get the link instead of sending an email. Copy this link, open a new tab, and now I'll complete the form with a new client's information. Not use my name, instead I'll use, let's make up a new name, Bob. Bob Smith, and it'll be bob@smith.com. Bob's address will be 123 Apple Street, and Bob has a plain phone number as well. So assuming that Bob had added his information to this Google form I had put on my website, then we'd want a Trello card to appear in Trello with his name on it to let me know that his information needs to be followed up with. Now, I won't see that automatically. And the reason for that is if I go into this Zap that's in Zapier, we'll see that one of the things it says is that it'll pull the information from the Google form every 15 minutes. So they won't appear there immediately. I'll need to wait maybe up to 15 minutes before it pulls it from the form to the doc.